It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Sunday, April 2nd. I'm Michael Groff. Warmer conditions today and tomorrow, but the active weather pattern continues as another trough of low pressure will move through the area tomorrow night. Then a big warm-up slated for the rest of the week. Let's talk about it as we look outside this morning. Sun coming up over the valley just before 6 a.m. This is the view from Wrigley Mansion. Clear skies out there. Very pleasant start to the day, though. 54 degrees at Sky Harbor. Dew point at 36. Relative humidity 50%. The winds are light. The barometer is rising. Temperatures across the area right now, 40 degrees at Fort McDowell, 44 in Maricopa, 49 Buckeye. Most of us in the urban core in the low and middle 50s. Satellite picture shows clear skies right now. And the watch warning map, very quiet out here in the west, but not so much the case in parts of Texas. We've got tornado watches extending from San Antonio to Austin, north and east to Tyler, Texas. We've had tornado warnings just north of Houston this morning. Flood watches and flood advisories east Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. And on the convective outlook, a very active day in many of those same locations today. A moderate risk of severe storms, parts of east Texas to include Tyler and Longview, east to Monroe, Louisiana. The enhanced risk zone from around Houston, east to Lake Charles and Baton Rouge. And then you've got the standard slight risk from around Corpus Christi, east to New Orleans today. Meanwhile, around here, rainfall for the next 7 days. Yeah, how about pretty much nothing here in the valley? You see just north of us, maybe some precipitation over the next week or so, but we really don't have much of a shot at anything, and we'll talk about that and everything else, too, related to our weather as we look at the models. Here's the GFS, the 06Z run valid at 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time today. That deep upper low that affected us the last couple of days, it has now moved off into Texas. That's causing the severe storms over there. Meanwhile, high pressure building in across the southwest today, so warmer weather. We'll get into the lower, possibly middle 80s this afternoon. The sky mostly sunny. Tonight, we're clear and very pleasant, lows in the 50s. Tomorrow, a very vigorous trough will begin to approach the area from the northwest. But most of the main dynamics should stay north of the valley. Now, a few showers and thunderstorms will certainly be possible in northern Arizona. It'll become very windy tomorrow in Southern California and along the Colorado River. Here in the valley, I think south to southwesterly winds pick up and become as gusty as 25 to 30 miles per hour in the afternoon. The sky becomes partly cloudy and we'll have highs topping out in the mid to upper 80s. Tomorrow night, this is 11 p.m. off the GFS, and you see some precipitation just north of the valley, but most of the deterministic models, the last few runs of the GFS and the ensemble guidance, the NAM, they all seem to be backing off the idea of any precipitation in the valley. The European continues with at least a small chance of rain tomorrow night. And so I suppose our chances here in the valley of seeing anything are technically not zero, but I just would not count on it. So maybe a very slight chance of showers tomorrow evening. And then on Tuesday, that's out of here. And we'll just have a very pleasant day. High temperatures, upper 70s. Now, on Wednesday, we are mostly sunny. High pressure building back in. We'll climb into the lower and middle 80s. Thursday, sunny skies, upper 80s to low 90s as high pressure remains in control. Same on Friday. You see a trough beginning to approach from the west and some winds picking up, especially in Southern California. Very windy out in portions of Nevada and central and northern California as a pretty deep surface low approaches the Pacific Northwest coast. Then on Saturday, some increase in clouds seems likely. Partly cloudy skies, we'll call it. High temperatures, middle and upper 80s as the ridge begins to flatten out, but it still takes a lot to cool us off this time of year. You know how that works. This is a week from today, Sunday, the 9th of April. A deep upper trough now off the Northern California coast. This is a pretty cold system. Upper heights coming down, temperatures coming down. Highs backing into the lower and middle 80s. And again, an increase in clouds. Here's Monday, the 10th of April. This looks kind of promising for cooler weather and maybe some precipitation. This is going to be one of those where the main dynamics are going to be very close, but might just stay far enough north to where, it's a hairline point, but just north of the valley, so we stay dry. But that is too early to call right now. Cooler weather, highs in the 70s. Here is the end of the forecast period, Tuesday, the 11th of April, and that looks like temperatures to remain below normal, middle and upper 70s, and looks like we'd be drying out if we see any precipitation out of that system. All right, the numbers off of the European ensemble through the period. Man, it looks pretty nice, really. Highs getting up toward about 90 late week. That's not nice, but overall, You can't really complain about these numbers. It could be a lot worse. Remember, our record highs this time of year start getting up toward the 100-degree mark. So hopefully we don't see that for a while. And that's a look at the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. Our next video back here tomorrow morning. If you have any comments or suggestions for us, please feel free to leave them. We read them all. And you have yourselves a great Sunday.